Hello and good morning, everyone. This is Joseph. I'm with JN Unique Designs, and I'm happy to be back with you this morning. I'm sorry it's been a few days of just busyness of Easter and all of that, so hopefully everyone had a great Easter. Today we're going to have some fun playing with some techniques that have been brought up before from Elizabeth Craft Designs, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh you on them and take a little twist to put on them. So today we will be playing with some florals. We'll be playing with the new pot holders, and I just love this new glass mat I just got. You know, it's all glass. It's a nice little crafting mat. It's clean, and I'll show you how awesome this is with the white background. And of course, you know, I couldn't resist with not having my logo on there. So let's get started. If it's okay with you, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with die cutting these buckets here. And then I'm going to take for you this is called a Tim Holtz Sizzix Alteration, and it's a wood grain. So it's a wood grain, I don't know what you call it, wood grain, wood pattern embossing folder. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take this bucket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line this bucket right in the middle here after die cutting it. I find it after die cutting it makes the embossing stand out a little bit more. So I'll place it in here. And if you excuse me for a second, I'm going to run to my die cut machine and die cut it and emboss it. Once you emboss it, what happens is this. This is what comes out. You can see, I'm going to bring it up to the camera a little bit, and you can kind of see the grain in there. I'm going to take some Distress Oxide. This is Vintage Photo. And I'm not even using a cover sheet of any sort. I'm just going to brush on a light stroke here, and you can kind of see how cool this is, how great this looks. So I hope everybody's doing well and having a great Friday. It is Friday. It is a nice relaxing day. I don't know what else to be expecting for, except for Colorado. We're expecting some very warm weather today, and I'm excited. I am very excited for the warm weather. And so I'm going to put that aside. The next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some rust effects from Art Extravagance Red Rust here. This is a Rust Extravagant paste. I'll just open the jar. And after opening the jar, I have learned never to take this foil completely off because it keeps your paint nice and wet for a longer period of time. So this paste is kind of gritty. I just take some from there, and I'll take some from my hands here, and I'll brush it off. What I like to do with this bucket is I like to just brush a little bit of this rust paste on there. I'll just start off on the edge there. I'll brush it on. And I'll just do this just for a little different spaces here. You know, nothing too much, but you can hear the grittiness when I start putting it on. Look how cool that looks. So I'll put a little bit more of this Art Extravagance paste over here. You want to be careful not to do too much, because what happens is it takes away its color. It takes away the grittiness and the feeling. So I think that should be good. That looks right. It looks about right. You can still see the grittiness everywhere. That feels good. I'm going to close that up. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wet wipe. That's what I love about this glass mat that I just got, is I'll take a wet wipe here, a Clorox wipe to go pack, and just clean it up like that, just as such, and it's all done, ready to go for your next thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that aside to dry for a second, and then what we're going to do is we're going to work on some flowers, some florals. Today we're working on 3 different types of florals. I'm going to be working on florals number 5, florals number 8, and florals number 3. And those are some of the samples that you see there. What we're going to do is we're going to take some Wilted Violet Distress Oxide. We're going to take some Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxide. And I have these fingertips here, finger daubers, that are really neat just for this purpose. And what we're going to do is, don't mind this red oxide here. It'll come off with the Distress Oxide. So let me show you what I do. So what I'll do is I will take these. I'm going to start off with the green. And again, right on my mat. No cover, nothing like that. And I'm just going to color it up. Give it some color here. And This is all it's gonna take. So I believe in using these florals not only for flowers, but you can make some really cool things with them. Let me show you what we're gonna make here in a little bit. So after coloring those in, what I'll do is I'll take the Distressed Oxide Violet, and I'm just gonna go around the edge, give it a little bit of a pinkish color, and as you can see, all I'm doing is just going there and I'm spinning the flower. Okay. And there you go. Now I think you kind of see what I'm making. This was a remake of something that a fellow designer had made a long time ago. It's been months, I imagine. Annette Green had made some succulents out of the florals from Elizabeth Craft Designs. So I'm making this in tribute to her. The last floral I'm going to use is Bundle Sage, because I like to have a little bit of color, different types of colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush this on. Brush that on as such. Get some color to it. There we go. Set that Distress Oxide off to the side. Grab my little cleaner here. That's the same sheet that I've been using earlier. Set that aside, and it's ready to go. What I did was, through the magic of television, obviously, I've already created a secondary bucket because the other one hasn't dried all the way yet, but you can see how it's drying nicely. So I'm gonna still set this aside so that you can see it later on when I use it for another project. I'm gonna take a 5x7, sheet of white soft finish cardstock. I'm gonna use the stencil from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I'm just gonna measure it here as such. I'm going to take the brown Distress Oxide, which is Vintage Photo. I'm going to brush some color onto this paper here. So, as you can see, this is a very easy project to do, and I just wanted to share with you today on how much fun Elizabeth Craft Designs products are. You know, for a quick and simple and easy card to make. This is not going to take very long. This is just one of those things. So, I'm not even going to do perfect on it. The reason why is because you can see how the pages turn out here in a little bit. Look at that. Set that aside for a moment. I'm going to take actually my wipes that I've been using to clean my mat here, clean off some of that ink so it doesn't stain my stencil, as you can see. There's plenty of ways. I know that Els had mentioned that you just put this in water and it'll clean easier later, but I don't have a bucket of water sitting next to me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. So back to this bucket. What I did was I cut the handle out of silver, and I used that same red rust for the top here, the handle and the barrier, and then I put 2 foam dots on the back. I'm going to take the release sheets off of the foam dots, take my trusty little glue here, and what I like to do is I just put glue on the edges of this bucket, as you can see. I'll put some glue here, put some glue here, and I glue it down this top flap here because that will give it some dimension. I'll add some extra glue on my foam dots just to make sure it's sticky. I'll flip this over and glue it down as such. Hold down the edges for a quick second just to make sure it sticks. There, I should be. Oh, I forgot to put some glue on this handle, so I'm just gonna put some glue on that handle and make sure it sticks down. It's perfect right there. Next, I'm gonna take my foam piece here. This is a piece of foam that I had from Tim Holtz, and you just need some sort of shaping foam. It doesn't have to be anything specific, nothing fancy. And then I'll take my little stylus guide here from Tim Holtz, his little tools. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these florals and I'm going to flip them upside down. And I'm just going to go around the edges, as you can see here. And then what I'll do is I will pinch it down like such. Go to the other floral. This particular floral, I'm just going to go down the center. Very simple process. Make it look like succulents. And then I'm going to go down the middle as such. See how that stands out? Same thing with this one. Flip it over. And I don't normally color the back side, so you don't have to worry about that because you're not going to see it. Do that. Do that. And do that. Just punch it down. There we go. All right. And as you know how I am here with the magic of television, I went ahead and just already created some with the floral. So this floral here in particular, I used a rock candy stamen in there to build that little stamen up on the middle. What I like to do with these florals, once I glue them together, is I like to take my fingers and I bend them up a little bit, you know, after they shape, just to give it a little bit more dimension. I went ahead and I used a, I believe this might be a pearl. I just found a large pearl in my stash, and I'll do the same thing. I'll bend up these petals upwards so it looks like that. Same thing with here. I cut out some smaller petals, and I use that for my middle, and I'll just go around and I'll bend these up together as such. Take my glue gun there, get ready, set these flowers to the side. I'm going to take a piece of my, just a piece of floral decoration here that I made for my last video using shimmer powders. If you haven't seen that video, please go back to my YouTube channel and take a look at that, take a peek at that. I'm also going to use a piece from the book set and the stamp that comes with the release with the book set, Blessings. And I'm just going to put a foam dot in the middle of there on silver cardstock, and that's what it looks like. So, how are we going to put these together? Like I said, I like to use the hot glue gun because it dries really quickly and it's very fast. So I'm just going to place this here. Like that. I'm going to take the next one, put some hot glue down below. I'm going to put it at an angle right over here. And do the same thing here. Put some hot glue down below. Put this at an angle, such. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'll put a little bit of glue down below here. What I'll do is I'll stick that in here. Sorry if I'm leaning in too much. That's not going to work for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tweezers. And I'll stick that in there as such. Just have it sticking out just a tad bit. And of course the hot glue gun was kind of worn out, so the hot glue was worn out, so I need to put another dab of glue on there just to make sure it has enough. Get my Elizabeth Craft Designs tweezers again. And what I'll do is I'll lift that flower up just a tad bit, stick that in there, and press it down. Just a little something there. And I'm just going to take some, I don't want to use that. I'll take some regular Lineco pH glue that I have in my stash here. Just put a little bit of glue on the back, nothing too much, as you can see. And then I will put this right on the card, right about there. Line it up evenly. And there we go. We have a very quick and easy succulent card that was made in a matter of 14 minutes. And look how easy Elizabeth Craft Designs was, and we have a nice finished succulents card. Hopefully you have a great day. please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned, and more videos and more fun will be coming your way. Have a good one. Bye-bye.